Hi, today I'm going to talk about whether or not you should date someone with kids. I'm going to give you some really important points to consider before you go down this path so that you can have better awareness as to whether or not this will work for you or not. So, number one, you will never be number one. So, if you are a needy, clingy type of person, or you acknowledge being a little on the selfish side, kudos to you for having this self awareness. But please understand that this will probably not work out for you because, depending on the level of involvement your partner has with their child and their custody agreement that they have in place, you will not only be second in line, but you will probably have to share time, maybe even a lot of time with their children. Just remember that this is completely understandable and expected from a parent with children. Number two, you will have to be very flexible with plans. Having children can often come with unpredictable events, and you will have to accept this going in. For example, you may have a date planned with your partner, and they might have to cancel at the last minute because of a child emergency. Now, there are so many different scenarios where this could happen. I would just give you a couple of simple ones. So, let's say that their child goes to a sleepover, but suddenly they realize that they're in someone else's bed, they're uncomfortable, and they call their parent and they want to come home. Or maybe they simply can't sleep, or maybe they get into an argument with their friend and they get a phone call and they have to go and pick their child up. Or they could be a scenario where the ex had an emergency, and although it is not your partner's custody time, they will have to step in and take care of their child, right? Number three, there is another person in the picture. Whether you like it or not, your partner has either shared a life with their ex or at least is sharing children with them now, which means there will be things they have to contend to with their ex. And oftentimes, depending on the dynamics, there may be some uncomfortable situations and interactions with the ex that you may have to witness. Sometimes it could be a lot of baby drama, unless, of course, your partner is one of the lucky ones that has an amicable relationship with their ex partner. Number four, if you do not like kids, have never been interested in having kids, or have never been around kids, this might not be for you. Now, please really consider and think about this because your life will drastically change when you get involved with someone with children, especially if it gets serious. Holidays may have to be shared, and their ex might even be part of the celebrations if they're amicable. Bottom line is, their children are forever and ever. You may or may not be. So please consider this before you waste your time and their time. And please do not pretend to like children because you're really into this person. This will never work out well for anyone. There are plenty of fish in the sea. So please stay away if this is you. And last but not least, number five, their child may or may not like you. Usually, when they're small children like toddlers, the chances of you bonding with the child are greater. But once they get bigger, or if you meet them as teenagers, they may slam the door on you and pretty much blame you for everything. This would be really hard to deal with. You will have to practice a lot of compassion and empathy to understand them and to understand that this really doesn't have much to do with you at all. Some of the biggest reasons for them rejecting you are that this child might not have processed the divorce or separation properly. They may simply not want to share their parent with someone else, especially if they're a single child, or they may feel some sort of allegiance to their other parent, so liking you will feel like they're betraying them. Dating someone with kids can be a complicated situation, and you can't compare it to anyone else's relationship. This will look different for everyone because not every parent has the same relationship or the same custody agreement set with their ex. Some parents have full custody of their children, others have 50-50 custody, some only see their children on weekends or on holidays. So it is very important that you factor all of that in. You will also have to understand that your partner has to navigate through many of the broken home complexities on a daily basis. However, as long as you are both open and communicate very clearly about what is to be expected, and more importantly, if you can be truly honest with yourself about what you can and can't handle, This can be a really amazing and rewarding and fulfilling relationship. So, to sum it up, think about these three questions and ask yourself hard. Are you a kid person? Can you see yourself with children? Would you be okay with sharing time with your significant other's children? And could you handle potentially adding a co parent into the mix of your relationship? I know that third one, a lot of people have a very hard time with, but those are the facts. But guess what? If you can handle it, that's awesome. Just think, now you have a great excuse to go see the Disney movie or that Pixar movie or go on those fun kiddie rides. And if you're good with math, you can help them to solve those horrible higher learning problems and look like a hero. You also get to see the person that you are dating be a parent firsthand, which will give you a lot of insight into their character. And if they're good parents, this will make you love them even more. But the best possible scenario that can happen is that there's a possibility that you may bond and really love their child. And you could be this amazing person that they could go to when they feel squirmish about going to mom and dad. So, those are my pros and cons about whether or not you should date someone with children. So, please, I really hope that this helped you. Please leave me a comment, let me know. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you are notified when I upload more videos. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.